Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and we apologize for the delay, but we're ready to go, and I'm not going to waste anybody's time. I'm going to introduce Oscar De La Hoya, President of Golden Boy Promotions, to open the call. Oscar?
Thank you very much. May Day is right around the corner. Obviously, you all know Floyd Mayweather versus Robert the Ghost Guerrero, which will be a 12-round fight for Mayweather's WBC Welterweight World Championship and the vacant Ring Magazine Welterweight World Championship. We have a tremendous lineup, as we told everyone from top to bottom. It's really solid, exciting. The co-main event features Daniel Ponce de Leon versus Abner Maris, and that'll be a 12-rounder for Ponce de Leon's WBC Featherweight World title. And also, after taking a nice little break after fighting 5 times last year, he's back. The exciting, powerful machine, Leo Santa Cruz versus Alexander Munoz. That'll be a 10-round fight for the vacant USBA junior featherweight title. Also on the card, who will be opening up the pay-per-view telecast, will be a great fight that we have lined up, thanks to Mayweather Promotions, his fighter J. Leon Love versus Gabriel Rosado, which should be an exciting 10-round middleweight vacant NABF title fight. This fight is being held at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, promoted by Mayweather Promotions and yours truly, Golden Boys Promotions, sponsored by Corona, O'Reilly. Thank you very much to AT&T once again, and Star Trek Into Darkness, and Valvoline. This fight is being distributed by Showtime Pay-Per-View, which begins at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. We are close, like I said. Obviously, tickets are and have gone really fast. There's only a few left, so obviously, whoever wants to make it to this event live, you can check it out at the MGM. We also have closed circuit seats available at the Aria, at the Mandalay Bay, at the Mirage, Monte Carlo, and New York, which are priced at $50. So whoever hasn't been down to a closed circuit event, it really is an event. It's like being there live. The atmosphere is unbelievable. It's really worth the $50 that you'll be paying. Now, with any further ado, I would like to introduce to you. He is the 6-time and 4-division world champion, and he obviously has had tremendous wins, and most recently he captured the boxing world attention by defeating former 2-time world champion Andre Berto in November in 2012 in thrilling fashion, an exciting 12-round unanimous decision. Now, obviously, he's in the fight of his life here with Floyd Mayweather. It's a big opportunity, and he's ready for it. He's ready for it, and May 4th will be just another fight for Robert the Ghost Guerrero. He's a tremendous fighter, strong, fast, durable. He has a record of 31-1 with 18 knockouts out of Gilroy, California. Here is Robert the Ghost Guerrero.
Hey, thank you, Oscar, for that. I just want to thank everybody that's putting this together, Golden Boy, Showtime. My team putting in the work. We're ready to go.
All right, let's open it up for questions. Anybody with questions?
Thank you. If you would like to ask a question or have a comment, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. This will place your question in the order.
Your hand is raised. Please ask your question when prompted. Press the pound sign to lower your hand.
Now. And our first question comes from Gordon Marino with Wall Street Journal.
Thank you. Thanks for taking my call, Robert. Just one question here. In the Berto fight, Berto fights a style that's somewhat similar to Mayweather's, and he seemed to land the right uppercut quite a bit in the straight right. What plans do you have for avoiding that punch?
Everybody's a different fighter. You can't compare Berto to Mayweather. So, we've been working on a lot of different things. You go back to the drawing board, you assess your performance the fight before, and you work off of that, and you start perfecting things, and that's what we're doing. Is we perfected a lot of different things, and that we're going to be bringing in the ring, and putting the defense together even more tighter. So, we're working on everything.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Our next question comes from Jeff Ferrado with San Jose Mercury.
Yeah, hey, Robert, how you doing?
All right, how you doing, Jeff?
Excellent. He hasn't fought in a year, and I think only 4 times in about the last 5 or 6 years. Is there a chance he isn't taking you seriously, or how do you think he's approaching you?
Oh, most definitely Floyd Mayweather's taking me seriously. After the beating I put on Berto, you got to take somebody serious because they come out to punish. So I know for sure Floyd Mayweather's taking me serious, especially being out for a whole year. Like he said, I mean, it's been his longest training camp in a long time, and he's putting in the work and the time that he needs to be ready for the fight. But that ain't going to make a difference because I know his body's soft. You can see it. Being a whole year layoff, he's going to feel the punches.
Have you ever sat out a whole year and fought, and what would that be like?
Yeah, I've been out a whole year and fought, and jumped right in with a hard puncher, and you can feel the punches different. So you gotta. It takes a little time to shake that ring rust off.
Does that suggest that you need to go after him early in the fight?
Well, we're going to go after him the whole fight. Whether the fight ends early or if it goes 12 rounds, we're going to go after him through the whole fight.
Right. And our next question comes from Bernard Fernandez with the Sweet Science.
Actually, my question was just asked by the preceding caller, so I'll defer to the next person.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Robert Morales with the LA Daily News.
Hello, everybody. How's it going, Robert?
All right. How you doing, Robert?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, Robert, do you think, like some people do right now, that maybe, and I'm basing this off of Floyd's last fight against Cotto, he got hit a little bit more than we're used to seeing him. Do you think that maybe Floyd has slowed down just a little bit to where he might be a little bit easier to hit these days than he was, say, a couple, 3 years ago?
Styles make fights. I think Floyd just didn't take Cotto too serious. Knowing that Cotto's slow on his feet, slow hands, I think he overlooked him a bit. But Floyd Mayweather is a very sharp fighter and a very smart guy. He made the adjustments and got the job done. So, I know Floyd's going to be ready to go. You can't underestimate him, and you can't look past anything he brings because, like I said, if he is slowing down, his slower's faster than almost every other fighter out there.
Yeah, no doubt. Robert, one other thing. What do you think about, and I guess it's going to be on the All Access thing tonight, we were sent out a quote from Floyd referring to you as a hypocrite. I don't know if you know about that. He was talking about the arrest that you took. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're all hypocrites. If you're a perfect person, you wouldn't need Jesus Christ. It just goes to show how much he keeps his head into the Bible and he reads the Bible and how much he believes. To call somebody a hypocrite, it's laughable.
Okay. Gotcha. Hey, Robert, one last thing, if I may. Has this unfortunate incident that happened, has it messed with your head at all as you're trying to train, knowing that you still have to go to court for this whole thing?
No, I'm ready to go. There ain't nothing stopping me from winning this fight. All the focus is there. I'm in training camp. I'm ready to go. That's the bottom line.
Gotcha. All right, good luck, brother. I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Tristan Aird with Guerrero Dispatch.
Hi, Robert. How you doing?
All right. How's it going, Tristan?
Good, thanks. Hey, wanted to run something past you. Richard Schaefer, he said that you had the gun with you in New York because your shooting range is a hobby, and it's something you like to do in spare time, kind of blow off steam. Can you comment on that at all, and just kind of why you had it with you? Or?
Now, you know what? I'm only going to answer boxing questions, and that's it. So, sorry.
Okay. Can I ask another question then?
Go right ahead.
Okay. Watching All Access, I know you're training a lot around Mount Charleston. What do you enjoy most about that? What do you get out of it? And what's maybe if you could kind of comment on how that contributes to your endurance and that sort of thing.
Well, the top of Mount Charleston, it tops out like at 11,000 feet elevation. So, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting a great run. You're out in the elevation. It's great for your endurance. And, it's like being out in Guerrero. We're out in a farm town. And, when you get out in the country, it reminds you of home.
Thank you very much.
Our next question comes from Jerry Hoffman with ESPN Radio.
Hi, Robert. How you doing?
All right. How's it going, Jerry?
Really good. Hey, first of all, condolences on the loss of Luis Molina. I know he's very close to you and your manager, Bobby Santos, so our condolences.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I'm wondering, Robert, do you think that Floyd Mayweather is really meaning the derogatory things that he says about you in Total Access, or is it just to hype the show?
Floyd's going to be Floyd. That's part of his game. It's getting under your skin and trying to get you off your game. But, it ain't working. So, he's in for a fight, and he knows he is.
And now that you're in Vegas and all that other stuff is behind you, is everything completely on schedule here as we approach 1 week before the big day?
Oh, everything's great. Everything's going good. I'm ready to go, feeling great. The only thing now is just to weigh in and fight.
All right. Well, can't wait for it, Robert. We'll catch you in Sin City.
Hey, thank you.
Our next question comes from Jake Donovan with BoxingScene.com.
Hey, Robert. I just wanted to ask. Last year, I know your publicist, he was campaigning hard for a fight with Floyd Mayweather right around this time. I just wanted to know what would have happened if, I don't want to say Floyd calls your bluff, but if he granted you to fight, how you think you would have performed last year as opposed to how ready you are right now.
I'm always ready to fight, no matter what it is. I mean, you guys see me in the Adine fight. You guys see me in the Berto fight. Hey, I'm coming to fight all the time. So, I would have been ready then. I'm ready now, and I was ready then. So, it's just now I'm even more ready because, I have the two fights breaking in at 147 pounds where he should have took the fight a year ago.
I was going to say that was going to be my very next question. Do you think it's more advantageous that you did, in fact, get the chance not only to fight welterweights, but to prove to the world that you are actually one of the best welterweights in the world?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I was 135 pounds fighting at 47, and now I'm built in solid to 147 pounds, so now it makes a big difference.
Okay. All right, cool. That's it. I'll just get back in queue and let others ask questions. Thanks, Robert.
All right, thank you.
Our next question comes from Daniel Olia with Zona Deportiva.
Buenas tardes. Esta pregunta es para Oscar y para Robert. ¿Qué tiene Robert Guerrero como boxeador que no han tenido los anteriores oponentes de Floyd Mayweather para quitarle el invicto?
Yo creo que lo que lo va a ayudar es obviamente el estilo y la preparación que tiene Robert Guerrero. Él es un peleador que siempre está en el gimnasio, pero también el estilo de ser un zurdo, el hecho de que Mayweather no ha peleado por un año, el hecho de que tiene 36 años. Obviamente Mayweather lo está tomando bien serio, pero si ves la última pelea de Mayweather con Miguel Cotto, obviamente ya no está corriendo mucho. se está quedando ahí para pelear y pues obviamente eso le puede ayudar a Guerrero. Para mí esta pelea aquí, si la pelea de Cotto era difícil, esta va a ser más difícil para Mayweather.
Y yo tengo experiencia y yo tengo el mente para entrar con el Floyd Mayweather.
Gracias.
Our next question comes from Elliot Alman with San Jose Mercury.
Hi, good afternoon. Robert, I'm sitting here in Gilroy, and I wanted to ask you, give me one of your favorite memories about growing up in Gilroy.
There's a lot of them. I mean, born and raised there. Growing up in the town, having everybody there, just, everybody behind you. So, it's what I know and it's where I'm from.
When you were starting out with your older brothers and Fernando and the group at the potato shed, being a 9-year-old kid and showing promise, could you have imagined where you are now? What's happening right this moment?
Yeah, as soon as you step into the boxing gym, your goal as an amateur boxer is to be the best fighter you can be. To go to the Olympics, to turn professional and become a world champion. So, it's always on your mind. And growing up as a fighter, I mean, every fighter grows up with no doubt in their mind they're going to be a champion and they're going to work hard for it. And I've always pictured it, and now here it is.
And what's it mean to be from Gilroy? And you've stayed there, even though you've made it in your career. You've stayed with your roots and stayed with your family and stayed with your friends. Sort of nothing's changed. But what does it mean to represent Gilroy against Mayweather?
Hey, it means a lot. It means a lot because, I'm from an agricultural town. All the areas around are agricultural, and it's part of our heritage is growing up in the farms, farm working and stuff like that. So, it means a lot. It means a lot, especially fighting Floyd Mayweather and beating him on Cinco de Mayo weekend because, it's a holiday that's well celebrated and that's dear to all of our Hispanic roots.
Great. Listen, thank you very much, and suerte with this.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Chip Mitchell with the Fight Journal.
Okay, Robert, now you are a very spiritual person. How has your spirituality played a part in your boxing career?
It plays a big part, not just in boxing. It plays a big part in my life, outside of the ring, with my family, raising my kids in church, believing in Jesus Christ. It's a big part of my life, and, that's what guides my whole life through, my training camps, boxing, being in the ring, and, it really is, it is the number one thing in my life.
Okay. Thank you. You fought Orlando Salido, who was a pressure fighter. You fought Andre Berto, who represents power and speed. You fought warriors such as Katsidas and boxers such as Escobedo and Casamayor. And then there were these hard-to-deal-with styles such as Jason Litzau and Aiden that they weren't easy to deal with. I already believe that you are mentally strong, which is an advantage that most Floyd opponents haven't had. Does fighting so many different styles along with that mentality, do you believe that makes you the optimum opponent to give Floyd his first loss?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, you hit it right on. Having the proper experience to be in the ring, that's how a fighter's supposed to be built. Put in with different types of experiences, so when they do get to the top, they're ready for it and they stay there. Having the mental experience outside of the ring, inside of the ring, putting all that together as a package, I mean, it's a deadly force.
Okay.
and you are a 6-time champion in 4 different weight classes. 6-time champion in 4 different weight classes. That's a marvelous accomplishment, and not many people knew that coming in. Do you fight with a chip? I mean, do you ever feel underappreciated by people who just don't know your accomplishments?
Nah, I don't. You know, all I do is go out there and fight my heart out, fight the best I can. You know, I go out there and do the best job that I'm going to do, and you know, if it gets recognized, it gets recognized. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you know what? I know I put God first, and you know, He's blessed me to be in this position. You know, and you know, being in this position, it's incredible. It's incredible, and it truly is a blessing. And it's time to take full advantage of it. And you know, after this fight, everybody will know the accomplishments that I've had, especially beating Floyd Mayweather.
Thank you, champ.
Our next question comes from Chris Williams with BoxingInfo.com.
Hey, Robert, how you doing today?
All right, how you doing?
Good, good. Hey, you talked a little bit about what it would be like for, you know, living on the farm and, you know, winning this fight. When you sit by yourself and you dream about beating Floyd Mayweather, tell us a little bit about the inside of what the ghost feels. You know, the excitement of, you know, thinking about beating Floyd Mayweather.
You know, it's just the opportunity of a lifetime. You know, to be in the sport that I'm in, you know, and to be at the top of the game. I mean, it's just, you know, it's a feeling that you have to experience to know how it feels. So, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm just very blessed, and I just can't wait till after that fight to thank Jesus Christ for blessing me with this huge opportunity.
Okay. Now you said you have to have that experience to know how it feels. Do you feel more pressure than usual going into this fight?
No, you know what? This fight right here, I mean, it felt like there hasn't been no pressure at all. So, you know, being by my wife's side while she battled cancer, you know, that's pressure. That's, you know, a lot of pressure, stress, you know, mentally will break you down. So, you know, going into this fight, I mean, you know, it is a blessing. It's a blessing, and, you know, there's no pressure there.
Okay, excellent. And finally, you talked a little bit about Floyd being Floyd, you know, promoting the fight. Has he done anything to, you know, that you look back on it and you're like, man, I can't believe he did this? Is there any one thing that he did that got to you, got to your family?
No, not at all. You know, he can talk, he can say this and that, do whatever he wants. You know, it doesn't get to me. It doesn't get to me because, you know, I'm ready for this. I'm mentally ready for this, mentally focused. You know, I've been through far worse things than you know, standing in front of Floyd or listening to him talk to get mad about. You know, I'm a very grateful and thankful guy that, you know, I'm blessed to be in this position. You know, I'm blessed, you know, to have my wife here today. You know, I just thank God every day. And you know, by Floyd talking and saying whatever he says and acting the way he acts, it doesn't bother me at all because, you know, I live my life one way and he lives his another way.
Okay. Anything that you've done to him where you could wink at your wife and say, I got him, or you feel like you got him?
What was that again?
Anything that you've done to Floyd that you felt like you could look at your wife and say, we got him? Is there anything that you've done to him or?
No, not at all. You know, I really don't try to talk down on him or try to, you know, get him off his game. Hey, you know what? You know, I know he's one of the masters at the mental game on breaking guys down, and you know, he probably can see right through anything. So, you know, he knows that I'm ready to go, and then I'm going to go in there and fight, and that's all that matters.
All right. And our next question comes from Dan Rafael with ESPN.
Hey, Robert. How are you today?
All right. How you doing, Dan?
Good, good. Listen, Robert, when you first got the fight, And I know you did there was a call you did with some of the reporters right when you signed for the fight and it was announced. And I know you spent some time answering questions, talking about one of the things you had said was that you thought that Floyd, at this stage of his career, being his age and the layoff and maybe the jail sentence and all that, that he was, I believe the term that you used was ripe for the picking. Do you still believe that? And I never got a clear answer at that time. When you said that, what sorts of things were you thinking about that led you to believe that this might be the right time to go get Floyd, who's been so flawless for so many years in his boxing?
That's the way I think about every fighter when they sign a fight with me. That's right for the picking. And I truly believe, God puts people in front of you for a reason. And God put him in front of me for a reason, and I'm going to beat him. So, Floyd Mayweather having that year off and, being in jail and, stuff like that, it takes a toll on you. No matter what you do, you do have a little ring rust. So, it's different from training and sparring and getting in the fight. So, that ring rust is always there until you actually get in that ring and shake it off.
Now, he is, you're right about that, but he seems to be different from most fighters from the standpoint that he's had lengthy layoffs. He was retired for, I think, nearly 2 years, came back, looked like he hadn't missed a day in the gym, had other times where he's had a year or so off, came back, fought as well as he ever had. So I wonder, have you watched recent bouts, maybe the Cotto fight, maybe some other fight, and is there anything that you've seen specifically in how he's fought that leads you to believe that maybe the age or the rust is sort of going to catch up to him a little bit?
No, when he's had those year layoffs and came back, everybody was handpicked. He picked a small guy with Marquez who he didn't even make the weight.
Right.
He didn't even try to make the weight. He took Cotto, he knew he can get away with the foot speed and the hand speed. Victor Ortiz, he just took advantage and took the shot, which, if you're so confident in yourself, you wouldn't need to take a shot like that. So, like I said before, he's signed to fight Robert Guerrero, and like I said, everybody that signs with me, I think they're right for the picking because I come to fight.
So we know you come to fight. We've seen a lot of your fights, Berto in particular, certainly Ideen as you moved up to the weight, to the welterweight division. But you do a lot of things very well in the ring. Obviously, you have the record and the resume that you have. But what's the one thing you think that you do specifically that you think others that have tried have been unsuccessful doing against Floyd because he's been able to maintain that record that you're going to be better at doing, whether it's just power or speed or pressure or whatever the case may be. What in your mind is your greatest asset going into this matchup?
Staying mentally strong and keeping the game plan together, and also being able to change game plans during the fight, when I need you to make those adjustments. A lot of these other guys weren't able to do that.
Okay, and I got one other question for you. How much do you want to see your dad mix it up with Floyd Sr.? They've been going back and forth quite a bit. I mean, it's actually been amusing from the standpoint that there's almost been more trash talking on going between the dads and the trainers than there have been between yourself and your opponent.
My focus ain't there. They're selling their own fight. Maybe Oscar.
I heard it's going to be in the parking lot.
Maybe Oscar could promote that as a charity event. Raise some cancer money or something. They're really promoting it hard.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, Robert. Look forward to the fight. Thanks.
All right.
Our next question comes from Len Satterfield with theringtv.com.
Hey, Robert. How you doing, man?
All right. How's it going, Len?
Good. Well, you've been asking for this fight for a long time. And as opposed to when you were asking for the fight with Marquez, you really, really poured it on, and you were very aggressive, almost to the point of it was almost vicious. And that's a rare side of you that I don't see all the time. What is it about this particular fight and this particular fighter that gets under your, gets under your skin or really gets you charged up? What is it?
It's not getting under the skin or anything. It's just, wanting to be the best in the sport, wanting to be, at the top. With guys like Marquez and, Juan Diaz and all these guys that I've called out and I've been in line to fight. this is the guy. This is the guy. So, he's the man to beat. And he's the man that you beat him, you're on top. So, we had to attack it aggressively and really push hard. With everybody else, with Marquez and them, it was win this fight. And you're in line, and it never happened. So, we had to really push hard and wanting to fight bad to be the best in boxing. Hey, we had to do what we had to do.
Robert, a lot of guys have faith, deep faith, and we talked about yours. Why do you, when you say God put you in this position to humble Floyd, why do you think it's you as opposed to anyone else? Is it, differences in the way you live, or why you specifically?
Not just humble Floyd, but to humble the boxing world. You get a lot of people out there that think Floyd's like a god. The way he acts, the way he lives, the way he spends money, the way he boasts about stuff. You get everybody thinking that he's unstoppable. Nobody could beat him. That, with Floyd, there's no blueprint to beat him. You can't break him down. But you know what? Being a big believer in God, there's a blueprint for everybody. There's a way to beat anything. There's a way to conquer anything. You put God first. Nothing's stopping you. That's why I say God puts people in front of you for a reason, and he puts you in front of people for a reason. And God has me here for a reason. I look back at my whole career, my whole life, the trials and the tribulations I've been through, been right there, at the forefront to be able to become something huge in boxing. And I've always had to drop 2 steps back and go a different route. But I've always looked at the positive, and I've always looked, hey, you know what? It's a blessing in the sky with whatever happens, the injuries, my wife getting sick, it's God putting you through the fire, to refine you. So when he puts you in that moment, you're ready to take off and glorify him. And this is the moment right here. This is the moment with the guy that nobody thinks that can't be beat. Where everybody's looking, oh, he's unstoppable. He's the best ever, blah, 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 this and that. It's time. It's time. God's put me in this position for a reason, and God's groomed me and prepped me for this time to take over boxing. That's why I say, it's like a modern-day David and Goliath. You got David, who God anointed him and put him through the fire, who took on bears and lions and tigers, wolves, and nobody recognized it. And when it came time to fighting Goliath, everybody thought he was unbeatable. And David came along, took him on, and slayed him with a slingshot and some pebbles. That's why I say, God's put me in this position for a reason.
Well said. My last question to you is southpaws, 2 southpaws that have given Floyd trouble, and I'm sure you've taken note of this, with DeMarcus Corley and Zab Judah. Do you see anything in the trouble they gave him, and is there something even more different about you that can capitalize and kind of finish the job?
Oh, definitely. The southpaw style gives him trouble. If DeMarcus Corley and Zab Judah didn't get tired, they were winning that fight. And I believe that. I'm ready for this. I've had the right fights. I was built the right way. I've had the right experience. I've been in with a bunch of different styles. I've been in with lefties, a lot of them. I've been in with a bunch of different, power punchers, brawlers, boxers, sharp guys. Like I said, what I've been through, God's prepped me out for this. And here it is.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you, Lynn.
Our next question comes from Steve Gallegos with thetitlefight.com.
Robert, how are you this afternoon, buddy?
All right. How you doing, Steve?
Pretty good. How's your family doing?
Great.
Okay. Well, Robert, your belief is that you are destined for this fight, and Cam Mayweather being worried has been well documented. What is it that Team Guerrero believes is of most concern to Team Mayweather?
Is the what?
Okay. Cam Mayweather being worried has been well documented in the media. What is it that you feel is of most concern to Team Mayweather?
That he got this young, hungry guy in front of him that can fight and make adjustments just like him. So he knows he's in for a fight, and he knows come fight night that I ain't backing down.
Okay. And over the years, as you moved up in weight, you carried your power very well. Right off the top of your head, which fighter do you feel you have hit the hardest in the ring?
To tell you the truth, I'm not even sure. I hit these guys. I just hit them. I just hit them and hit them. So, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Probably maybe Michael Casillas. I mean, I hit him with some shots. And he kept walking right into him. So, yeah, I probably have to say him.
Okay. Well, that's all I have today, Robert. Best of luck to you on May 4th. And, as always, God bless you and the Guerrero family.
Thank you very much.
Our next question comes from Chris Guntz with the Boxing Pulse.
Hey, Robert, this is the biggest fight of your life. We already talked about the distractions that you had going into this fight, and in the build-up show on Showtime, saw you get a little snappy when you weren't able to get your training in. Have you been able to do all the training that you needed to do, and how has it been different training for this kind of fight than it has for your past fights?
Yeah, I mean, I got all the training in. It's funny, the scene they showed on All Access, the 2 days I was talking about I haven't trained was the weekend, so, it was Monday and it was time to get busy. So I was just making sure that, that we were going to be on training schedule and, weren't going to let none of the media or anything get in the way. So, all the training's been done. I mean, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go right now. Now it's just winding down, till fight night.
And you also said that you've been wanting this fight for 2 or 3 years, so you've been thinking about this a lot. What have you seen in Floyd that gives you so much confidence that you're the man that's going to take his away? I heard Oscar talking about the jab is so important. What is your plan on without giving so much of a secret away, what's your way of fighting Floyd that you have in mind?
Being smart in the ring, fighting an intelligent fight. A lot of these guys just come in, they either lose their head or they're mad at him, and they just, all game plans go out the window. And then also being able to make the adjustments in the ring, having all the experiences that I've had, throughout my boxing career, the different weight classes with, guys who are fast, guys who are slick, guys who put pressure, guys who are boxer punchers, just having all the experience and putting it all together and being able to recognize to make those adjustments in the ring.
And pretty much all my other questions were asked already. I'm excited about this fight, and good luck. Appreciate your time. Thank you, my man.
Thank you very much.
Our last question comes from Tony Stewart with Real Combat Media.
Mute off.
Hey, Robert, how you doing?
All right, how are you doing?
All right, man. You know what? All of my questions were pretty much asked by everyone, but I do have one other. I'll piggyback off of one statement you said. First off, I take it that you do see this fight as a real-life David and Goliath type struggle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Cool.
I do see it as that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said I do see it as that. A lot of people, a lot of athletes say, "Oh, David and Goliath," but a lot of people don't look at the story. They don't look at the backstory. They just look at when David slew Goliath. That's all they look at. They don't look at the whole story. What David's been through. you know, the preparations he's been through to be ready for that moment to slay Goliath. People don't look at that stuff. You look at my career, you go back and look at everything I've been through inside the ring, outside of the ring. You know, it all leads you up to be ready for moments like this.
Okay, so I know you've moved up 2 weight classes. You fought 2 guys who were expected to be stronger than you, and you pretty much manhandled them in both of your fights with them. So do you think that your hand speed and your strength will be a surprising factor for Floyd in this fight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Floyd has fast hands himself. But, it's going to be a whole lot different, for him, being southpaw, having quick hands, being able to make adjustments, and then also, too, being body strong. A lot of people underestimate how strong I am in the ring. As you've seen with Berto, you've seen with Nadine, you've seen with guys like Michael Casitas. People underestimate my strength, and, it really is a big downfall for them. So, it really makes a difference when, you got a strong body, you got fast hands, and you got heavy hands, and you're also, have the skill and the talent to put stuff together and change different game plans and do different things in the ring and be able to change it up. It really is a game changer for our fighters.
Okay, and my last question is this. So, are you concerned with any dirty tactics or any other kind of tactics from Floyd? And do you think that they're concerned with anything like that coming from you?
Nah, there ain't no concern on any dirty tactics. They get dirty, they get dirty, but that's the last thing you think about. That's the problem with a lot of fighters. They get caught into thinking, oh, this guy's going to hit me with elbow, or he's going to use this or that, and that's all they're thinking about. And it really throws their game off instead of thinking about their game plan and getting to work and doing what they got to do. So, there ain't no concerns about anything like that. If he has concerns, he better be really concerned.
All right, Jan. Hey, thanks a lot, and God bless, and I hope you have a good fight.
Hey, thank you, man.
Okay, great. That was our last question for Robert Guerrero, and now we are going to transition over to Floyd Mayweather. So, Robert, any last comments before we let you go?
Nah, I'm just ready to go. Can't wait till fight night. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, great.
God bless. Bye.
Sorry, Robert. Okay, thank you. Okay, and now momentarily
Mute on.
be hearing from Floyd Mayweather. And I believe he is Floyd on the line? Okay, stand by. I'm getting Floyd and Leonard Ellerby to join us. They will be on momentarily. And just another reminder that the Fight Week schedule will be sent out shortly. To your email boxes. And one thing I want to make note of today is that on Monday we will be doing an undercard conference call with Abner Maris and Ponce de Leon and Leo Santa Cruz. That'll take place at 11 Pacific time, and then Fight Week activities start Tuesday at the MGM Grand, where we will have the grand arrivals.
I'm on here.
Okay, thanks, Floyd. Thank you. Just waiting for you. Okay, so now I'm going to get started, and I'm going to turn it over to Leonard Ellerby, Chief Executive Officer of Mayweather Promotions, to make the introduction for Floyd. Leonard?
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you all for joining the call today. This has been a fabulous promotion thus far. The promotion is definitely in full swing. You've had a chance to see the various platforms we have in place, obviously working with Showtime/CBS. You've had a chance to see 30 Days in May. You've had a chance to see 2 episodes of All Access. And coming this Saturday on CBS at 8 p.m. Pacific and Eastern, you'll get a chance to see Floyd's documentary called Mayweather, which will be fabulous. With the promotion in full swing.
Hey, I didn't mean to cut you off. Don't forget about All Access tonight also. Check that out.
Yes. Be sure to check out All Access tonight. It's going to be a great show. With that being said, training camp has been great thus far. This has been a phenomenal camp. Floyd has really stepped up. I think you guys will get a chance to see at the weigh-in, this is the best shape that I personally have seen Floyd in his whole career. He's ready to go. His team is ready to go. So come May 4th, look for another great Mayweather performance. So, obviously, without further ado, 8-time world champion in 5 different weight classes, Money Mayweather.
Hey, how everybody doing? First, I want to start off by saying I want to thank everybody on this phone for basically helping with the promotion for this fight. I want to thank all the writers that's been writing stories. It's been a hell of a promotion. I want to thank Kelly Swanson and the LB. Golden Boy Promotions. I want to thank Richard Schaefer, Oscar De La Hoya. I want to let you guys know you guys done a tremendous job, and the Golden Boy team and the Golden Boy staff. The Mayweather staff and the Mayweather team has done a tremendous job. Kelly, once again, thank you. Because when I was locked away, Kelly Swanson, she wrote me letters every day, and thank you. You're the best publicist in the world. I'm not just saying that. I don't know about nobody else publicists that wrote them every day when they was locked up. And the media, thank you guys for just the stories over the years, for helping me take things to that next level. You guys have been brilliant. You guys have done a phenomenal job. And May 4th is another Mayweather weekend, Mayday, Mayweather versus Guerrero. I just want everybody to, tune in. If you can't be there, you must buy pay-per-view. And what else can I say? It's boxing. Questions?
Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
Your hand is raised. Please ask your question when prompted. Press the pound sign to lower your hand.
Ask your question in the order it was received. Once again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad now. And our first question comes from Dan Rafael with ESPN.
Thank you very much. Hello, Floyd. A pleasure to speak with you today. How you been?
I ain't seen you in a while, Dan. What's going on?
I know it's all good. It's all good.
I ain't seen you since I've been home.
What's that?
I haven't seen yours from since I've been home.
Well, I did speak with Leonard and Kelly, and I wanted to come see you in Las Vegas when I was out there for a fight a couple of weeks ago. But I guess at that point you were not having visitors at the gym, so you were training. So it's, now we get.
I probably wasn't training that day.
So yeah, it's okay. So Mike, I have a question for you. I know your camp. You talked about when you announced the fight that your father was going to be training you again for this fight, that Roger would be there also. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about how it came to be that your dad is back with you. I'm sure everybody's happy to hear that, and talk about what roles each of them will have working together with you in preparation for your fight with Robert.
Well, my dad, of course, he's a boxing wizard, and Roger's a boxing wizard, so you can't go wrong with neither guy. My dad is the main trainer, and of course, like I said before, it's not like I fired anyone. It's just that my dad's a little sick, but he's a lot healthier than Roger is. Roger's very his health is not at his best right now, and my main focus is I want a guy that's in my corner that's sharp and healthy, but he still works day in and day out with me every day. As far as with doing pad work every day and keeping me sharp. But my dad is the main trainer, and Roger still works with me day in and day out. But fighting night, my dad will be working my corner.
And will Roger be in your corner also?
I don't think Roger be in my corner. I don't need both in my corner. But both guys are my trainer. But of course, my dad is, the head guy in my corner.
So did you make that decision, besides the health issues that your uncle has been having? Did you have some sort of revelation? As you grow older, you wanted to be closer with the family, bring back in. I mean, your issues are well documented. We saw some of the blowouts that you had in the training camp before some of the previous fights, and now it's just.
Well, my thing is trying to leave all the negative things behind me and try to focus on the positive thing. And the positive thing for me is just going to the gym every day, doing what I'm supposed to do, and and working hard to be victorious. You know what I'm saying? As far as me talking about what me and my dad, the arguments we had in the past, and or the difference my dad and my uncle had in the past, that's the past. That's why we call it the past, because we try to leave that in the past and focus on the future. And the future should be bright. And at this present time, everything is going the way it should go.
Okay. I want to also ask you, and I know it's probably a sensitive topic, but everybody knows that you spent a couple of months over the summer incarcerated because of the issues that happened. And I'm just wondering if you could talk a little bit about, when you're in the middle of doing that. I mean, there's a light at the end of the tunnel and you're getting out in a certain period of time, but I'm sure it's not easy to be in that situation to begin with, even when you know that there's an end in sight. And I was hoping you could talk a little bit about, what you would do during the course of a day and your reflections on what was happening, and maybe thinking about your boxing future and how it maybe have changed you as a person to where you are today as you get ready for this fight.
That's just an obstacle that was in my way. Mainly that's the only thing you can do when you locked up is just do push-ups and read and write, write your fans and write to your loved ones. That's all I really did. And as far as what I thought about every day, I thought about my children, thought about my family, of course, thought about my career, and I'm happy to be home.
Can you express in a manner and how it may have changed you at all?
Well, I mean, it's just people, anybody should know your freedom is extremely important. There's nothing more important than freedom. Once you lose your freedom, you'll understand that. Freedom is very, very important.
All right. Thank you very much, Floyd. I look forward to seeing you in Vegas. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Dan. All right.
Our next question comes from Steve Gallegos with thetitlefight.com.
Floyd, how are you this afternoon, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Okay, Floyd, earlier on in your career, you had your Uncle Jeff Mayweather assisting Roger with your training. Do you still talk with Uncle Jeff these days, and how's he doing?
Oh, I talk with Jeff on a regular. What my Uncle Jeff is doing now, he's one of the he's a trainer that's on the rise. My Uncle Jeff, he's training a lot of fighters, not just in the sport of boxing, but he's also training a lot of MMA guys. So he's very very busy, in today's time. I see him yesterday actually at the boxing gym. He was there, and he comes to my gym every day and work with fighters. So, he's doing good. His health is good, and I'm happy as long as he's happy. So my Uncle Jeff is he's doing well. He's a trainer on the rise, just like the guy that also one of the guys that work with me, Nate Jones. He's a trainer that's on the rise. So everything is going great with my Uncle Jeff.
Okay, it's good to know, and I had no idea that he was that well-rounded of a trainer, doing MMA and boxing. So that's good to know. Okay, and Floyd, you have adopted Las Vegas as your home. However, you are originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and of course, in the first episode of All Access, it showed you taking a trip back to your hometown. Would you consider fighting in Grand Rapids once more before your career is over with?
Well, as of right now, I can't say what the future holds. But as of right now, I got to be loyal to who I'm with, and MGM Grand is who I'm with. That's my home, and that's where I love to perform at. We don't ever know what the future holds for Floyd Mayweather. I've been to Grand Rapids in the past, and we've done some record-breaking numbers. But as of right now, it's all about the MGM Grand.
Our next question comes from Steve Karp with Las Vegas Review.
Hi, Floyd. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Last week we were talking, and you talked about being the face of boxing and trying to set an example for your young fighters that are, in your promotion team. Could you elaborate a little bit about those responsibilities and why you're taking it so seriously at this stage of your career to set that?
Well, I only have 30 months left. Mm-hmm. So, I want to just help clean the sport up. What I think is really, really great is that how, Mayweather Promotions and Golden Boy Promotions can sit down and do business, and nobody worry about, well, who's getting what, and make sure that the main thing is what everybody what Mayweather Promotions tries to focus on is, letting the fighter win. It's about the fighter winning because the fighter is the talent. The fighter is the talent. The fighter is taking all the risk. And so we want the fighter to win. But I'm saying as far as, like in the past where, you used to see Don King and Bob Arum not really see eye to eye. Well, Mayweather Promotions and Golden Boy Promotions, we communicate, we talk, and we see eye to eye. We like I said before, Mayweather Promotions, we're here to be a game changer. We want to be positive, continue to work together with any company that's willing to sit down and negotiate and talk and be on the same level as us, because that's what it's about, in business. But it's all about the talent. My main focus is helping guys get to that next level. If we need to help guys go to that next level, and hopefully someday surpass me, and that's what we're trying to do.
I was with Jay Leon this afternoon before the call, and he believes that he could be world champion someday. Can you talk to that a little bit and what he needs to do to get there?
Well, what he needs to do to get there is, continue to, he got to dedicate himself, and I've told him, not just as a promoter or as or a trainer. I told him as a friend. As a friend, I told him, listen, they told me lately, that you've been slacking in the gym. You've been working hard, but you slacked a couple of days. If you're not gonna come here and give it 100%, don't come at all. Every time I got to where I got to, because every time I come to the gym, I give it 100%. And once I had that talk with him, he went to the gym, and of course, he didn't take no day. He's not taking no days off now, and he's in tip-top shape for this fight. So, and he got a good opponent. So, I mean, he should go out there and perform and look well because he's in good shape. Even if you're in good shape, even if you're not in good shape, don't go to the gym slack. Go to the gym and give it 100%. If you're trying to go to that next level.
All right. Do you think he's good enough though to win the title one day?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think I think Jay Leon Love? I think Jay Leon Love can beat what's the guy at middleweight?
Martinez?
Yeah, I think Jay Leon Love can beat Martinez. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, all he needs is a couple more fights to sharpen up, and Jay Leon Love, he'll beat Martinez easy.
Thank you, Floyd. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Ben Thompson with FightHype.com.
How's it going, champ?
Ben, why are you calling me on the conference call when you can call me direct?
Well, champ, I'm just trying to play by the rules like everybody else, man.
Well, no. Well, you don't got to ask me no question, Ben. I'll just call you later on and give you a personal.
Okay, that's what's up. We'll leave it at that. Then I'll just wait for your phone call.
Don't even worry about that. I'll give you a personal one later on. I'll give you a one-on-one, and I'll send you some video footage nobody else got. I'll give you some behind-the-scenes footage nobody else got. Okay.
That's what's up, champ. I guess I have no questions for you.
All right, Ben.
Appreciate it, champ.
All right, my guy.
Our next question comes from Robert Morales with the LA Daily News.
Hey, Floyd, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Robert? You so cool. You the coolest guy I know. What's up?
All right. Hey, I like that, man. Hey, listen, I believe on tonight's All Access show, you're going to be referring to Robert Guerrero as a hypocrite in light of his gun arrest. Can you elaborate on that a little bit for us?
Well, the thing is, like I said before, I just like more like this guy is, I think what I've been saying before, it's all about us boxing. And I don't think, he more like, basically, Robert Guerrero was saying that, money is my God. He been saying money is my God, and I praise money. You know what I'm saying? And you look at the beginning of my career, I've always gave, thanks to God. And you can go back to the beginning of my career. I've always always gave thanks to God, just for blessing me with the ability that I have, blessing me with the talent that I have, and blessing me with a smart, sharp, a good, strong, sharp team. But, you know, like I said before, I keep trying to tell him this is not about religion. You know what I'm saying? Whether a person did or didn't believe in God, you know, this is not about that. This is about two fighters going out there testing their skills against one another. That's what this is about. You know, then you've seen the story about his wife with cancer, you know, and I'm not here to talk disrespectful about nobody's wife. I'm not here to talk disrespectful about nobody's religion, because I'm not about that. You know, I support different causes. You know, I support breast cancer, and you know, and I give back to the less fortunate. And you know, and I don't have nothing negative to say about this man's wife. I don't have nothing negative to say about his religion. The only thing I was saying was basically, on one hand, you're trying to be a role model for children in school. They say you're going to a school. Then you go into the 700 Club. But then as you look closely, you see he has Marilyn Monroe on the wall in his house. And then he's driving a dump truck all over. He's driving a truck all over somebody's lawn. And then a little while later, after leaving the school and after leaving the 700 Club, this guy is going through the airport with a gun. And then they was basically making jokes about me, making fun about me, you know, talking about that Floyd Mayweather, you know, couldn't do his time. I could do my time. I mean, but who wants to do time? Who wants to lose their freedom? There's nothing cool about losing your freedom. So, you know, of course I didn't want to lose my freedom, but by people, like they said before, what goes around comes around. They was talking trash about me, very, very bad, you know, joking about me going to jail. No, it's time for him to do his time. So basically, like I said before, you know, he had an opinion and I had an opinion, and that's the only way I feel. And I always said, I'm only human. I'm able to go. I went out there before and said, I'm only human. I contradict myself. We all have contradict ourselves because we're only human. But like I said, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes.
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely, man. I've been there too, brother, so I know what you're talking about. Floyd, one last thing. Robert seems to think that maybe he said you having a year off and being in jail could take a toll on Floyd Mayweather. What are your thoughts on that?
If that's the way to psych yourself out, to build his confidence, then you know, more power to him. You know, me myself, I'm in tip-top shape. You know, I'm in tip-top shape, tip-top condition. You know, I've been in the gym working hard. So if that's the way to psych yourself out, then if that's the way that he can get himself mentally prepared, then, you know, more power to him.
Gotcha. All right, Floyd. Hey, thanks for the great answers, man. I appreciate it, and good luck on
Thank
the
you.
man. All right, man.
All right, appreciate it.
Once again, if you would like to ask a question or have a comment, please press *1 on your telephone keypad now. And our next question comes from Jeff Barrato with San Jose Mercury.
Yeah, good morning, Floyd, or good afternoon, Floyd. Just to follow up on that previous question then, so you don't feel there's going to be any rust after not fighting for a year? You think he's wrong, and do you still feel unbeatable?
I mean, of course I feel unbeatable. I mean, of course I'm in the sport to go on as the best. You know, I'm in the sport to go on as the best. And I'm not going into a fight thinking that I'm beatable. You know, anything is possible. I'm just saying in life, but you know, as far as my career thus far, you know, I show what I'm capable of doing. I show that I can adjust. I show that I can adapt. And I think that you don't just get to this level. You just don't get to the level. You just don't get to the pinnacle by not facing and fighting the best competition. You know, it just was. You know, I just feel like I just feel like I was before my time. You know, I had beat everybody. I beat everybody in the '90s, and beat everybody early on in the 2000s. You know, now here we go 17 years later. So, you know, like I said, you know, my main focus is to win. You know, I focus on winning, and going to be able to control the tempo of any fight because of my experience.
So you don't have any concerns about the rust, the so-called rust?
Well, like I said, I took a long time off before. I took a long time off before. This is not my first time taking a year off. This is not my first time taking a couple years off. You know, I just call it a vacation. And sometimes, you know, I think that the body needs time to heal. The body needs time to rejuvenate. The body needs rest.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Lem Satterfield with theringtv.com.
Hey, Floyd, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm blessed, man. I'm doing all right. My question is, he has said that God put him in his position to humble you. What do you make of the notion that he says God put him in this position?
I can't even, I'm being honest. No, not trying to be religious. I couldn't even comment on that.
Okay.
I mean, I can't even comment on that. I mean, you know, like I said before, I mean, why is we bringing, once again, he believe in God, I believe in God. This is not I mean, it reminds me of like, this is not about, this fight is not about church. This fight is not about being a Catholic, being a Christian, being a Jew, being a Muslim. It's about two fighters competing, testing their skills against one another. That's what it's about.
Okay, my other question is, the guys who in the past have chose to come and fight you, to test you, Guerrero Hernandez, Ricky Hatton, Diego Corrales, Arturo Gatti, have more or less hastened their demise in the fight, got their faces cut up. You know, Cotto had some success with that. A large part of that I felt was that you chose to fight him and stand and fight him more. Do you think he has any option? I know he has some boxing skills, but do you think he has any option other than to come to you and fight?
Well, you know, that's been everybody's game plan, as well as, you know, just like I know, and just like, you know, everybody said, you know, we're going to keep a lot of pressure on Mayweather. That's been everybody's game plan, to keep pressure. And you've been covering me for I don't know how many years. And everybody's game plan has been keep pressure, throw a lot of punches. And so, like I said before, as long as everybody got the same game plan, I'm gonna keep having the same game plan.
All right, my last question is, he referenced, well, I did, but he had said that he's thought of the southpaws that gave you trouble, Corley and Zab Judah. Is he anything like them, or is it, he said southpaw style gives you trouble?
Well, last time I checked, I was 43-0. And as far as, I mean, I don't think he's a better boxer than Zab Judah. He's not faster than Zab Judah. And I don't think he has faced the competition that Zab Judah has faced. And as far as Corley, I don't think he don't punch as hard as Corley. I don't think he's a harder puncher than Corley. And we'll just have to see how the fight play out. You know, you guys have covered, everybody that's on this conference call has covered Floyd Mayweather for many, many years. And everybody had a game plan. Everybody's game plan was to throw a lot of punches and keep pressure. Well, you got to realize, you can't go to basically a gunfight and don't think you're not going to get shot. When you got to realize the difference between me and him is this: he's shooting 25. You know, I got a Uzi, I got an old school Gatling. But we'll just have to see how the fight play out. You know, everybody has a game plan, and my game plan is just to adjust and adapt once I get in that square circle. But once again, everybody got to adjust and adapt to me because I control the tempo always.
All right, Floyd. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Our next question comes from Jake Donovan with BoxingScene.com.
Hey, Floyd. On this call, you've mentioned freedom a lot of times throughout the call. I just want to know, at what point in your career do you feel like you had total control of your career? I know when you left Top Rank, you know, that was the start. But at what point do you feel like, you know what, I'm in complete control, not of your career, but of your life as well?
I'm always going to control my own life. I feel free. Once I left Top Rank, I felt free. I feel free. I mean, I never felt so free in my life. You know, it just, you know, but over at Top Rank, you know, I still have a great relationship with Todd DeBuff. You know, he's, you know, man, Todd DeBuff, we speak from time to time. It's just, you know, I think I was free once I left Top Rank. I felt free.
I guess let me try to rephrase it. Do you feel like you're in more control now? I mean, because this promotion, it just seems like it has a different feel to it. It's not just, you know, Floyd Mayweather fighting and Golden Boy Promotions. I mean, you're not, you know, it's now Mayweather Promotions. That's, you know, you're not just a part of it. You're, you know, the main Mayweather Promotions is a focal point. It just seems like you have more control on both sides. Would you?
Well, it's just it's more like basically, you know, it's experience. You know, being around the fight game for so long. Experience and just being out here, you know, just learning, just looking at, you know, just coming up with different creative ways to take your fight to the next level. You know, when I say the next level, as far as when I always talk about next level, I always trying to do a record-breaking things. And you know, it's crazy. I got another documentary coming out this Saturday on CBS called Mayweather. And I don't think you have never seen a fighter that three different shows for one fight. Not three different completely shows. We got two documentaries, and then we got All Access. And All Access comes on, I think, 4 or 5 times, and we got two documentaries. So, like I said before, we always trying to do record-breaking things, doing things outside the box. But these creative things, you know, my team, you know, also have a creative mind. You know, Al Heyman, you know, he come up with some ideas, and Leonard Ellerbe comes up with ideas. Kelly Monson, she comes up with ideas, and you know, even Miss Jackson, she come up with some ideas and different things. She tell me how she do, and I think that on that All Access, I mean on 30 Days of May, I think she was marvelous.
Let me ask you this. I know you keep saying, you know, you got 30 months left to do it. What do you feel that you have left to do in this sport that you haven't already done?
Just finish. After this fight, I got 5 more fights. That's all I got to do. And finish putting them stamps on my legacy.
Is it about wanting to fight anyone, or just a matter of, you know, like you said, just trying to recreate the game in those 30 months?
I just want to stay active and continue to go out there and get the fans excitement. Go out there and fight. There's no specific opponent, because once again, I already I earned my stripes a long time ago. I proved myself a long time ago. I don't have to be pointed at one certain guy. I want to fight this guy. I want to fight that guy. I don't have to do that. Like I said, you know, I just take one fight at a time. At this particular time, Robert Guerrero is the guy in front of me. So once I face him, then we'll be ready to fight again in September.
I just one last question. I'll let everyone else get to it. I brought this up earlier. A year ago, Robert Guerrero, he was campaigning hard to try to get at you. Was he even on your radar at the time? I know you were looking at Cotto, but before you agreed to fight Cotto, were you even entertaining the thought of fighting Robert Guerrero at that time? And what changed your mind to this fight?
Well, I got to answer this the right way, the way Leonard Ellerbe wants me to answer it. It's kind of hard to answer this question, but you know, Leonard did let me know the guy. I asked Leonard. Leonard said the guy. He said he did call my name out a year ago, but I didn't know who he was a year ago. You know, I probably heard the name in passing, but really never knew who the guy was. And they said he fought on my undercard when I fought Baltimore. They said he fought on my undercard. But he looked good in the fight against Andre Berto. He looked good in the fight against Andre Berto. He went out there, he done what he had to do, and he fought hard.
Great. Thanks a lot, Floyd. It's good to have you back, and looking forward to seeing you next weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Our next question comes from Igor Guryashkin with Fox News Latino.
Hi, Floyd.
Hey, how you doing?
Very well. A lot of people kind of look back to the fight with Miguel Cotto and pinpoint the fact that you were willing to fight more in the ropes than you generally did, kind of in past fights. And you say that Guerrero will probably have the same game plan that all other 43 have done in the past. What would you say is kind of what is his weakness? What would you say is his weakness? He's going to try to get you in the ropes, but what would you?
Well, the difference between Miguel Cotto and Robert Guerrero is Miguel Cotto have a lot more experience than he has. Miguel Cotto came into the fight as a super middleweight at 168. I came in 147, so that was a super middleweight fighting a welterweight, and two total different fighters. Miguel Cotto is a much bigger puncher, and so right there, that's the difference in those few things I just told you between the two.
Floyd, just on the previous call, Robert said that you handpicked your opponents, and it's an accusation that your opponents often make. If that's the case, then you handpicked Robert Guerrero, and let's just say that you did, but obviously you kind of assume that you didn't. What would you say Robert Guerrero's obvious weaknesses are, since you apparently handpicked him?
I don't really know what his weaknesses are, but I just look at the guy. He's flat-footed, and he's more like a grappler. He's more like a wrestler than a boxer. He's more like I said before, he's more like a grappler than a boxer. But I mean, I've been facing guys forever, and everybody already said what they're gonna do to me, and I've handpicked opponents. They all say, but he chose the right one this time. Well, he's my mandatory, so I'm facing my mandatory at the WBC. I wanted to defend my WBA title after this fight, but I guess I'm no longer the WBA champ. So I didn't know I got stripped. I didn't know I got stripped of my title. So,
right.
I
mean, every fight means a lot to you. What would this one mean to you? Is it just another step in the road?
He's a solid opponent. I mean, the guy he's funny to me. When I watch him talk, when I be watching him talk, he's funny to me. Like he said before, you get a different Robert Guerrero when he's in front of Floyd Mayweather than the Robert Guerrero that you guys see on All Access. Was when he's in front of me. When we finally had a chance to meet up face to face, I mean, he was real. He didn't really had nothing to say. He had no trash talking. But once he got the back of the dressing room when he's no longer in my face, he got everything to say. Once he's on All Access, he's not face to face with Floyd Mayweather. He got everything to say. But once he's face to face with me, he has nothing to say.
Well, on that note, one last question. What does an opponent have to do to impress you? Or are you very, very, very hard to impress?
You say it again?
On that note, what does an opponent have to do to impress you? Do they have to have what do they have to do to kind of impress you? Or are you very, very hard to impress?
Well, I'm not trying to be impressed by no opponent. I'm not really trying to be impressed by no opponent. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go out there and do what I do, and that's to beat the opponent that's in front of me.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Floyd.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Marvin Goodwin with the Oakland Press.
Hello, Floyd. How you doing?
Hey, the Bay Area.
Hey. No, actually, this is the Michigan. The Oakland Press is in the greater Detroit area, in Pontiac, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's my question, though. After 17 years in the sport, how can you say your drive has changed, or what motivates you compared to when you first started being a boxer and you had yet to achieve the things that you've done? What keeps that drive alive now that you've achieved so much in boxing?
I guess just the will to win. I still got a lot left. And I feel probably if I didn't have anything left, then I probably still wouldn't be in the sport. Just the will to win. The will to win. If I didn't, I haven't really took punishment in the sport. So, I still have a lot left because I haven't took any punishment. If I took a lot of punishment, then I probably would have hung the gloves up by now.
Mhm. Well, talk about the when you first started, and I mean when you first started being a boxer or professional, your first professional match. Was the sport everything you thought it would be? Were you a wide-eyed young man?
No, it's not. It's not everything I thought it would. No, it's just it's a lot of good, and it's of course, it's like anything. You have a lot of good days in the sport. You have a lot of good. There's a lot of good things that go on, but also there's a lot of bad things, more bad than good. And my goal is just to try to clean up the sport of boxing so the sport can live on.
Well, what's been the key of your, I guess your staying power when a lot of the guys that were fighting at the same time you were, they're no longer in the sport. They've gone. They're nowhere to be seen, and You have just increased your stock almost with each passing year into us in the stratosphere, so to speak.
Well, it's just more like basically, I think you got a lot of fighters that, they're content and they're happy with it. Say if it's 100 levels, you got fighters that's happy with just going to level 10, level 20. If I go to 100, I'm not happy with just going to 100. I feel like it's still more levels to go to. You can never be content. You can never be happy. Continue to try to grow. Continue to try to get better.
Okay.
You typing fast. Somebody typing fast.
Yeah, that's me. I'm trying to get all this stuff down. It's all good stuff, too.
Yeah, so, and it's, I never abused my body. I never, as far as with alcohol and drugs, I never abused my body. Whereas you got other fighters, they abuse their body with alcohol, and some abuse their body with drugs, and some let their weight balloon up, 30 and 40 pounds. Me, myself, I stayed right at my fighting weight. Actually, I weighed out yesterday in the gym at 147. The day before that, I weighed 147. So, my weight was made from the beginning of training camp because you have to be as far as with the boxing, you have to be, this is a year-round sport.
Right.
This is a year-round sport. So, and I'm dedicated to it. I'm dedicated to my craft.
Just one last question. You mentioned you grew up in Grand Rapids, and you were probably close to an element that has probably taken a lot of people down in your neighborhood. Things like drugs and alcohol and things like that. And how were you able to keep yourself from that element? Stay away from that. How were you able to do that?
Just living and learning from watching, keeping my eyes open wide, just watching, everybody in my neighborhood. Either it's more like in a far as hustling. You can make a lot of money, but it ends in two ways: either in a jail cell or a coffin. Mm-hmm. And I looked at the bigger picture. Like, you know what? I'd rather take my chances with this boxing than taking my chances doing anything that could put me in a predicament that I don't want to be in. So that's why I chose, boxing.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question comes from Morgan Campbell with the Toronto Star.
Yes, first of all, thanks a lot, guys, for having us on this call. My first question is for Floyd or for Leonard. You guys are talking about doing things outside of the box to market this fight. So talk to us a little bit about the Floyd, the column in Sports Illustrated that ran under Floyd's byline. How did that come together? Did SI approach you guys? Did you guys approach them? Did they pay you as a freelancer? How did that work?
Kelly, you want to answer that?
Yeah, that was from the Final Four when Floyd was at the Final Four.
Yep.
He gave his perspectives on being there. So
right.
They asked us to do that. Okay,
perfect. Last question, just about Floyd. You talked about wanting to set records. You set a lot of pay-per-view records. That's all on the record. But in terms of making this fight a blockbuster, is more of that pressure now on you to sell this fight, given that Guerrero is not as well known as Cotto was. He's not as well known as Mosley was. He doesn't have all that dynamic of a personality. So is there a lot more pressure on you now to make people want to buy this fight?
He's a young, tough competitor, and he talk a good game. So now we just have to see if he can fight the same way he talk, because he's doing a hell of a job with helping promote the fight. He's doing a hell of a job. And so, like I said before, every time I think about it, I smile and I laugh because he's funny, he's a character. One thing about him and his dad, they both got personality. If I can't say nothing else about him, they both got personality, him and his father.
All right, perfect. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Leonard.
Yeah.
Leonard, tell my small partners they can go in and work out because I'm not boxing today.
Okay.
We have one more question, Floyd. One more question.
Okay, no problem, baby.
Okay.
Our last question comes from Dan Raphael with ESPN.
Hey, thank you, Floyd, for taking one more question for me. You talked a little bit about
anytime for you, Dan. Anytime for you.
You talked a little bit about in the call about the fact that the contract is 30 months, and I'm wondering when you say that it's 30 months, does that mean after 30 months you want to retire, or do you want to just assess it and maybe find some other deal wherever, whether again with Showtime or somewhere else, or are you thinking that 30 months that's a wrap?
I don't know yet, Dan. I don't know. Because I'm not gonna by 30 months I'll be knocking on the door. I'll be close to 40. So it'll be time to really I think get out the sport. But I don't really don't know. We just have to see how all these these next 6 fights play out.
So I know that the length of the agreement is for as many as 6 fights over 30 months. But is your intention going into this thing to actually fight 6 times during 30 months? Because that would be pretty much as busy as you've been, even going back to maybe when you first won your first world championship.
I just want to stay active. I think the more active, and more busier, I think it'd be more better for me. It'd be more better for my fans.
Do you think that at your age, your body would allow you to have that many fights in succession over that short period of time?
Absolutely. I think so. We'll just have to see. Only time will tell. We'll see.
All right, so I guess we'll have to see what happens after the 31st month.
Yes.
All right, thanks a lot, Floyd. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that was the last question. Floyd, any final comments, and then we'll let you go.
I want to thank everybody, that called in on the conference call. Once again, thank my team. Thank Mayweather Promotions. And you guys got to go to themoneyteam.com, buy a hat, buy a shirt. And I'll see you guys Mayday weekend. I should say. I'll see you guys Mayday weekend. Thanks for your all the stories that you guys wrote thus far covering this fight. And Kelly, you've done a hell of a job. Thank you, and I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I'm getting off.
Bye, Floyd.
Right.
See you
Bye.
soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much. Okay, Briselda, wrap it up, please.
All right. And that concludes today's conference call for today. Thank you for joining us.